till spring, and it was told to me that he was on the property. So on March 30th, I went to him, said, this needs to get taken care of, because he also has the trailer that sits on the corner of Handley and 4th Street. So I told Jose, I said, I understand the ground's probably still frozen, but as soon as it's unfrozen, you need to fix everything here. And I pointed everything out, and there's multiple things. I said, it also appears you're running a business out here. You can't do that either. I said, if you want to run a business, you have to go somewhere where it's zoned for this. This is zoned residential. And I told him, first thing you need to do is move that trailer. I said, if you do that, then in good faith, we'll feel that you will probably move ahead with the other stuff. I said, I know you can't move the dirt, but you can move the trailer. I said, get the trailer out of there. You have 10 days to do that, which he did not. He didn't do anything else. So on April 16th of this year, I sent him his second ticket, along with a certified letter, giving him 10 days to take care of everything. So at this point, what we're doing is we are waiting to get either the signed card back that he received the certified letter, or the certified letter back that he either refused it or didn't pick it up. Once we get that information back, which hopefully should be within, I would hope, the next week, week and a half, we can then proceed legally with him. We'll subpoena him, drag him into court, and he can explain to the judge.
So what would you be asking the court to do?
Well, see, I want to get everything fixed. Christine Anderson, the attorney, she knows more of the legalities of that than I do. So usually when we do this, Christine does the vast majority of the talking. She will let him know exactly what needs to be done, and she will know what recourse we have if he digs in his heels and doesn't do it. I, myself, am hoping he doesn't show up, because then we would get a default judgment. And at that point, we would find out from Christine what we can do to move forward to get this situation taken care of. Because it does need taken care of.
Great. Thank you very much for that report. Does anybody have any
Anybody got questions? Sorry.
Yeah, Craig, now, it says, for example, they don't clean up. I think in the past practice, we've taken care of it ourselves, and we just put the bill on the tax roll. Is that correct? Or?
That's an option, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so that we can get it quickly remedied.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And again, I think they're looking for a court order to allow you to
do
move the
right.
trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if he shows up at court, then Christine will talk to him, that she will give him a timeline in which to do things. And then if he doesn't, then we proceed from there. So usually the courts will, I know you guys probably don't want to hear this, they usually will give you like 60 days to do something on that.
Sure.
Now, you may not, I may not make everybody happy, but unfortunately, that is kind of the way it works. So.
Any other questions?
The other problem that we do want to address is the trailer issue. Approximately 10 years ago, the courts ruled that we no longer could go on private property to remove a vehicle like that without a court order. So whether or not he complies, we will be seeking a court order to have that removed and allowed to be impounded for private property.
Yes. And just to let you know, when I ticketed him and sent the letter, the trailer was included with all of that too. So everything was covered. And Lonnie has been made aware that he's possibly running a business out of there. So Lonnie, the head of the CCA, is, I believe, moving forward to prevent all that. But like I said, after I had that talk with him, from what I've heard from people that go back and forth there a lot of the activity that was going on there that made it look like a business has either ceased or slowed down because it's
Just, and I don't mean to put either of it on the spot, but for anybody in the room who doesn't know, can you give us a little background, or at least the police department's view of what code enforcement is and their role and goal? Just, it doesn't have to be detailed, just a brief overview.
Yeah, obviously, possibly taking over for Chief Selby. I believe that's further down in the agenda today. One of the things I want to emphasize is the neighborhoods throughout the city. I think they driving around some of the minor things that have been neglected. I think one of the things we want to work on is shorten up the process. As Charlie mentioned, we do like to give warnings, we do like to give people a chance to clean up their properties. But in this circumstance, unfortunately, this is from July of last year, so we're going on 10 months. And unfortunately, one of the biggest things we want to do is to speed up this process. And if citizens need help with cleaning up their property, try to get them in touch with resources. I know through some of the churches in town, we did have a cleanup, I believe it was last weekend or 2 weekends ago. Try to get them in touch with churches or other organizations that can help them out with that.
Yeah. And we have no problem taking somebody to court because I'm going to court tomorrow morning for 2 of the issues in town that most people probably are familiar with. I won't mention the addresses, but taking people to court is not a problem.
We have about 30% of our property, rental properties in this town. Does that include taking care of their yard, their lawns, and their other things?
Absolutely, yeah. As a matter of fact, now's the time when I will get a lot busier because,
Are you gonna look at the backyards?
oh yeah, yeah. And as a matter of fact, one of the things I learned early on in this job is you just can't tell people to mow the lawn. You actually have to explain to them, you have to mow the whole lawn. Because one of the people I'm taking to court tomorrow mows 2 sides of his lawn where the roads are, so ostensibly it looks mowed. But when you go back on the other side, his poor neighbors have to deal with it. And he has other issues, and I've been years trying to get this taken care of. And he's going to be in court tomorrow, and he's going to have to do something, otherwise I hate to use the word ugly, but we have to do something. People shouldn't have to live next door to a junkyard. It's not fair.
Very much appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have a public hearing in regard to the budget. And so if anyone would like to make a motion to accept the overseas and publications check.
Yes, I would make the motion to enter the notices and publications for the budget public hearing into the record.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're going to start the public hearing at 7:14 p.m. So, Frank.
Again, here I'll let Dawn go, she's got her notes in front of her.
So we had our budget workshop posted, and it was held on March 30th, and all commissioners were present. And then we had our public hearing was, with all the information was posted on our website on April 15th. It was also published in the local papers on both April 15th and April 22nd with all the information. And then we had the full draft budget on the counter available for any public that wanted to come in to view it. And that was all listed in the public notice that was published. So here we are today. Great.
Would anyone like to come up and ask questions or comments? Okay. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing at 7:15. And so at this point then we do need a resolution that has to be very specific as to how it's stated, so you may want to look at your blue sheets.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-06 to adopt fiscal year 2026-2027 budget, set sporting millage rates, and include exemptions of PA 152 of 2011.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mount,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great, resolution passes. We have under 10A city-owned properties, we actually do not have an update as far as the community center. So we will move on to 10B, the NIA board appointments. This was deferred from the April 21st city commission meeting. And what we now have are 7 different applications for the NIA. I will tell you that the mayor, not me specifically, the position of mayor, does need to be on the NIA according to state statute. Just like I'm required to be on the planning commission, I'm required to be on the DDA. And so, as I said, it's not me personally, it is the mayor in general. So, what we have is we have all the applications for the 7 people that have applied. We can have up to 9. I will tell you that this was the most publicized position that I can remember, because starting back in November, we started asking people to please apply, and that it was published in the newspaper. Commissioner Davis brought it up several times. Commissioner Ramirez mentioned at the last meeting, please get involved. And so we now have, as I said, we have 7 applications. And so it would be my request that we approve all 7. And so there would actually be 8. There would be the mayor's position and the 7. But at this point, if anyone wants to make a motion, we can then discuss.
I'd like to have the names read.
Absolutely.
Want me to read it?
It's on here. And names are actually the position of mayor, John Moyer, Marshall LaCrosse, Robert Meddy, Catherine Manoli, Walter Bargan, Robert Tanis, and Luke Stempian. So at this point, obviously, we have 2 members that are sitting up here, so I don't know if either one of you have anything you would like to say.
Yes, before any discussion or voting begins on the matter, I would request that I be removed from the voting process because I am one of the applicants on there. So would anybody want to motion to have me listed on
So
something?
moved.
And I will tell you that there's absolutely no financial benefit. That's usually generally the issue as far as getting someone removed. And there's absolutely no financial benefit. Sorry for those of you that are back there who applied.
Sorry.
But, so, Stu has made the motion to allow Luke to be able to be recused. Is there a second?
I'll support it, but no way, he has to,
Okay. Well, so we've got a motion and support, and then we would actually need to take a vote as to whether we would ask Mr. Stempian to recuse himself. So, I guess we need a roll call.
You do.
Hey, guys,
Dick?
am I allowed to ask a question before that happens?
Oh, yes.
Does he have to go out? I mean, even,
No, the motion doesn't
There's
even have
no-
to be supported.
okay,
And so, depending on how the vote goes, he would have to leave or not.
so I can vote against my,
Yes,
Yes.
just want to make sure.
it happens.
I want to do something illegally.
No.
So roll call, please.
Davis?
Yes.
Blount?
No.
Ramirez?
Yes.
Stempien?
No.
Tanis?
No.
DeLuca?
No.
Yaki?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
So is it my turn to do the same
It
thing?
is your turn.
It is my turn.
Yep.
I would like to be excused from the voting on this too.
So, is there a motion? Hearing none, then you both are allowed to stay on and vote.
It must have been better than I supported that.
Right. Just let it fly, let it slide.
Okay, so at this point then, is there a motion to approve the appointments? You can do the motion and then we can have discussion.
I motion to approve the following appointments to the NIA Neighborhood Improvement Authority. The position of Mayor John Moyer,
discussion? Questions?
No, I'm just glad to see that everybody, that there were more people wanting to step up. I mean, obviously, myself, we wanted to see this happen, but, from going to 3 to having 2 others besides us come and join us, we're really happy to see that.
That's
So
good to see.
we're just looking forward to doing some good for the residents that's here.
Great. Anything else? Okay. Then, now roll call, please.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Blount,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Yasi.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for stepping up. I really do appreciate that. Okay, so next we have the first reading of the zoning ordinance amendment 6.1.8, landscaping is recommended by the planning commission.
So you did see this in the planning commission, has already went through all of the items on here, and they've approved the items in red and the ones that are struck from here. This was an intense process. They reviewed everything, and this is their recommendation to move forward with the landscaping ordinance number 6.1.8. And this is only the first reading.
Are there questions?
What sparked this whole big change? 'Cause this is a lot.
Well, I can actually speak to that. What happened was that there were concerns from some developers that they were having to, as they said, put in a large number of trees, a large number of shrubs, and they thought that perhaps this might be dissuading some developers from wanting to come in because of the landscaping they had to do. So this was a relatively small change, but it was a reduction, and it allows the planning commission to be able to have more control, to be able to look at a particular property and decide whether that's appropriate.
So it'll be individually checked and not just, not a broad sweep of less than. Each property will be individually looked at if this is changed.
Yes. Any other questions?
Who advised them on this part?
Caitlin?
Caitlin.
Okay, good.
Yeah, from White Trim.
Yeah, it's okay.
And she did look at surrounding communities to complete it.
No. He's smart,
Yeah.
very smart.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so anyone would like to make a motion?
I'd make a motion for the first reading zoning ordinance amendment 6.1.8 landscaping as recommended by the planning commission. So to accept the first reading of the zoning